Top of the morning, good people. Happy Friday. I certainly hope that the weather's a lot better where you guys are versus where I am here in Montreal, because it's a pretty dreary day. It's one of those kind of days that you wish you didn't have to work. You could have stayed in your bed. This is what I call perfect sleeping weather. Indeed. Wait for a couple more people to come in here because I got that question I need to ask. This is having to do with Caitlin Clark, so it's a question that has to be asked. Got to put it out there. I got to put it out here. I'm hoping a couple people will come in here and join me. If there's any fans out there that enjoy the WNBA, if there's any fans out there that enjoy the NBA, this question pertains to you guys. Indeed. I'm just kind of curious. Do you guys think that Caitlin Clark, as good as she is, because if you ask me, she's a flat-out star, a flat-out baller. I love her game. With that being said, do you think Caitlin Clark is the type of individual, she has the characteristics to bring a championship to an organization? Do you think that she's equipped like that? Now, there's no questions. No questions asked whether or not she's good enough to get a team to a championship. Because if you take a look at her college career, I mean, we can't take anything away from that. But the question I'm asking is, do you think that Caitlin Clark is the type of character that could win an organization a championship? Because if you take a look at her past, she's only been able to get the teams there. She's not able to get them over that hump. Now, I know that everything doesn't fall squarely on her shoulders, but being the star of the team, especially if you're an individual in the WNBA, where right now you're the face of that league, obviously they're going to try and build a team around you. Do you think that even if they do build those teams around Caitlin Clark, that she's the type of character that could win an organization a championship? You know, like I did a video about this. You know, I did one of my videos about that, and I got a lot of feedback. So I figured I'd come up here and do a live with anybody who happens to be up this early on a Friday morning to ask them that question. Do you think that Caitlin Clark, with her talent, and I don't want you guys to be trying to bring any kind of Caitlin Clark hate over here because I'm one of her fans. But the question is, do you think that Caitlin Clark is the type of individual that could win, not get a team, but win a team, a championship? You know, like I said, I had a lot of different feedback on my channel. You know, people saying, "Oh, what are you talking about? She got Iowa to the championship." Yes. She's a very quality talent. She could get you to a championship. The question I'm asking is, can she get you over that hump to actually win a championship? Because if you base it on her college career, you know, she didn't really win. She got the team there twice, though. Yes, sir. I'm asking that question. Do you think that Caitlin Clark is quality talent? Is she's quality enough to win an organization a championship? Skulls, hello. Come on, a few of you people answer that question for me, man. I'm really curious. I'm kind of 50-50. I think that Caitlin Clark has all the skills in the world. I think that she might just be missing that it factor. But she's only 2 years in. And you can't really base anything on this season because she spent the majority of this season injured. But I mean, hey, in Iowa, she was able to get her team to the championship 2 years in a row. She lost to South Carolina and she lost to LSU. Now, the fact of the matter is she was able to get her team there 2 years in a row. You can't take anything away from that because that does come with a bit of skill. The only problem is she wasn't able to win a championship the 2 times she went there. Now that she's in the WNBA, we've seen her game. You see her game evolving. You see all of what she has in her package. Do you think that she has that it factor in order to get a team over that hump? Or is she going to have to probably pair up with another one of the stars in the league? What do you think? I personally think that if Caitlin Clark is going to win a championship in the WNBA, she's going to have to team up with somebody. You know, the same way they have Angel Reese and Cardosa out there in Chicago. She's gonna have to be running with another star in order to get over that hump. In my humble opinion. You know, I personally think she might have to team up with somebody like Asia Wilson. You know what I mean? Like, she's gonna have to have another star on her team where she's gonna have to share that spotlight if you want to see her win a championship. Her herself, just surrounding her with other role players, I don't think she's gonna be able to get over that hump. Somebody out there, tell me what you guys think, though. And don't forget, it all depends on how she comes back. But we got Juju Watkins. She's right around the corner. And a lot of people say that she was right on pace to be in a better spot than a Caitlin Clark, where it came to like numbers and all that type of stuff. Now, she's coming off of a season-ending injury, so I'm not sure exactly what that's going to look like. Hopefully, she could pick right back up where she left off. But if not, the league solely belongs to Caitlin Clark right now. So what is Indiana going to have to do to get her over that hump in order to win a championship? That's the question at hand. Are they going to have to get her another star? Yes. In my humble opinion, they're going to have to sign another star. And a lot of people are talking about this young lady, Paige Bucher, I believe her name is, from Connecticut. She seems to be making a hell of a lot of noise in the league also, as a rookie. Where people are starting to say that she might be the one that's going to challenge Caitlin Clark for that spotlight of being the face of the WNBA. So, I mean, hey. Now, if you ask me my personal opinion, I would love to see Caitlin Clark win a championship because I think that it'll put a lot of those naysayers to bed. You know, there's a lot of people out there that try to make this a black and white issue with Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese or Caitlin Clark. And you know what? That's one of the main reasons why I have so much respect for Caitlin Clark, because she refuses to entertain that garbage. Refuses to entertain it. She's a flat-out baller. And even when people are out there taking negative shots at her or whatever the case may be, she answers it with her game. How could you not respect her? And for all those naysayers that really try to make this a color thing, a color barrier or whatever the case may be, unfortunately, you could just miss me with that noise, because over here, I grew up knowing basketball to be one color. And that's the color of the ball that you're bouncing. Plain and simple. So I'll never ever look at Caitlin as what people would like me to see her as. I look at her as a flat-out baller because she could go out there and she could score. And the fact of the matter, since I've been paying a lot more attention to her in the WNBA, I realized that she has an all-around game. Because when I first came up here and started talking about Caitlin Clark, I figured that in order to get her to the next level, you had to take the ball out of her hands. You could not have her being the predominant ball handler. But then when you watch her, forget about the fact of the matter that she's an electrifying scorer. Look at the mere fact of the matter that this girl, she drops passes on the dime. I could take nothing away from this young lady's game. The only thing that I think that she needs right now is the it factor. And unfortunately, that's not something that you could that somebody could coach. Either you have that within you or you don't. Now, 2 years in, maybe it might be a little bit too early to say whether Caitlin, whether she has that it factor. It might be a little bit too early to say that, but I'm just basing it off of what took place in college. She had all the talent to get her teams there, but she didn't have that it factor to get her team over that hump in order to obtain the hardware, the championship. So she's yet to prove to me that she has that killer instinct in order to win a championship, to win a championship. That's all I'm saying. And I'm not understanding why it is that when I come up here and explain exactly the point I'm trying to make when I'm referring to a Caitlin Clark, and if she's good enough to win a championship, why people have to take that as some kind of negativity. If you take the time to listen to what I'm saying, you see that I have the maximum respect for her game. Her game is not the question at hand right now. It's not about her game. The question I'm asking is, do you think that she has the it factor to get her over that hump? You know, like what I believe her name was Cynthia Cooper had. What Lisa Leslie had. They had that it factor. They had that extra drive. Do you see that in Caitlin Clark? It's a very logical question. Especially for those of you guys who've been following her for a lot longer than I've been following her. Do you see her having that capability of turning it on right when the team needs her to get them over that hump? Or is she just always going to be exactly what she is right now, a quality talent, an outstanding talent that's always going to be knocking on the door, but never going to actually enter the room? I'm curious, man. Now, if you ask me, I think that if the WNBA wants to go on and take a life of its own, they're going to have to find a way. They're going to have to find a way to make Caitlin Clark a champion, in my humble opinion. If they want the league to distance themselves from the WNBA and just be in a lane all by themselves, they're going to have to find a way to get the face of the league a championship. I don't know. It may be, via trade. I don't think that the WNBA is going to trade an individual like a Caitlin Clark from Indiana. So it's all about them getting a quality star from another team to come and join her over there in Indiana. That's what it's going to take, in my humble opinion. And I don't think you could wait for one of the rookies to come up to help her or whatever the case will be. You're going to have to take one of the players that's been in the league right now, that's been vetted, that has a couple of years under their belt, that knows what it takes in this league right now. Because Caitlin Clark is 2 years in. If you're waiting for one of the rookies, that means that basically, a star rookie coming out, that means you would have to wait at least another 2 to 3 years. By that time, Caitlin Clark will be 5 years into career. That's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. But does anybody want to wait 5 years? Or do you guys want to see this league take a shape of its own, like today, right now? Anyways, that was the question I had for you guys here on this dreary Friday morning out here in the Montreal streets. Very, very depressing. But hey, like I said, man, if I didn't have to be out here working, I would be in my bed, because that's what this rain is making me feel like doing right now. I want you guys to check out this video and type it in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think that Caitlin Clark is good enough to win a championship in the WNBA? Does she have that it factor to get a team over that hump? Let me know in the comment section, man. That being said, I want you guys to share. I want you guys to like and subscribe to this channel. Help this channel grow. With that being said, Double the Innocence with your boy E-Dub is out. Have a blessed day, peeps.